Hey YouTube, 3D Printing Life here with what I believe is the first in-person update of the Eclips3D. Reason for that is I'm starting to get some parts in, not too many, but a few. I'll just bring these over. So right here is the RAMPS 1.4 board, Arduino Mega clone for the brains, and this will be the powerhouse behind the Eclips3D. I know it isn't the top of the line controller board, but the problem is the printer's already going to be quite expensive without the controller, and putting a really high-end controller in there would drive the price by at least $100. With the LCD, it's more than $150 more, which really is putting it out of my desired price range and is making it more of a intermediate 3D printer than a beginner 3D printer, because what I want this to be is basically the best beginner's 3D printer that you can buy. And to do that, I gotta make some cutbacks, and this one, it is a cutback, but it is definitely an acceptable one. I've only done some slight testing. I actually just disconnected it from my 3-up I had connected before. Didn't have a chance to mess around too much with it, but what I did notice is that the movements were definitely smoother, definitely quieter, definitely better than the printer board already, and the LCD was amazing. I mean, I didn't realize how many settings would be on here. I've only used a MakerBot's LCD before, and there was very few settings on there, but this has a ton. It basically is everything the computer can do, which is pretty cool. And then these drivers are, again, the upgraded, the DRV8825 drivers, which have 30-second microstepping, which is cool, makes it really smooth. I will be changing the extruder and the z-axis, probably the extruder to like 1/8 or 1/4 steps, the z-axis probably to 1/16, because I don't really need it to be that fine for those axes or motors, and that'll give it some more torque, which is always helpful. But yeah, so the initial test went really well. Very, very happy with it. And even though it came from China, the quality is pretty good. I just got to mess around with the settings. For the firmware, I am not running Marlin, but rather repitier firmware. Reason for that is because repitier has quite a few more features that are quite nifty, and also it's a lot easier to use with the ramps, or at least in my experience. It also has a really nice configuration tool where you can upload your current config.h file and then just modify things from there, and all the modifications get automatically compiled into the code. So instead of having a code with just a ton of comments and then the little define line, it's all in this external program, and then you just export the config file. Now, not everybody would like this, but I do, just because it's a lot easier to set up. And if you do know what you're changing, you can just go into the Arduino configuration.h file and just adjust those values without having to go through their website. But pretty cool, especially for beginners, because again, that's the target. So if beginners want to upload their firmware and just adjust some of the parameters, they can easily do so. Very easy to upload to the board after that. So very, very happy with this so far, if you couldn't tell. Again, limited testing, but from what I've seen, I don't think I should have any problems. And the LCD is just an added bonus. Then coming over here, these are the wrong sockets. I accidentally got C13 sockets because I thought they would go with C13 plugs. Turns out C13 plug goes with the C14 socket, which I have here. This one's actually a very nice one. It's got a switch, a fuse, and the plug all built in. So I'm going to probably be including this in the printers just because it's a lot easier, more streamlined. And, I mean, the fuse is an added nice touch to reduce the risk of fires and stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty nice. Waiting on the power cord still. Got some end stops. These are, again, from China. Basically, these are the only two things that are coming from China, which is nice. Everything else is coming from America, or at least purchased in America. I think that's actually it for parts so far. But I do have a lot more on the way, and I will be ordering from OpenBuild soon, which is a good chunk of the parts. I will be ordering, the Masumi parts in probably about 2 weeks or so, and that's going to be after the Masumi and the OpenBuilds. That's pretty much all of the main hardware. After that, it's just little things here and there. I have LEDs already, I have some wire already. I'd have to get nuts and bolts, but that's not a big deal. Simple stuff like that. And then, of course, 3D printing parts, prototyping, all that stuff. So things are starting to fall in line. It's pretty cool. Definitely excited. Definitely going to have to get a box for all of the Eclips3D parts that are going to be coming in, so I don't mix them up with 3-up parts. That's pretty much it. So the 3-up is going to be hopefully completely retired. My personal 3-up, I mean, not everybody else's. Within, let's say, 3 months, I want to be done with, actually, maybe even less than that. Because once I get the Eclips3D to a printable stage, I'll be able to just print its own upgrades on there and just swap them out. It'd be the same amount of effort as printing them on here and swapping them, so why not? So yeah, that's pretty much it. So some parts came in, not too many, but I will have a lot more that will be coming in shortly. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, suggestions regarding the Eclips3D printer, please let me know. In case you're wondering, the price point target is $600 on Kickstarter. Don't know if I'm going to be able to reach that. It might be a bit higher, but I'm really going for $600 since that's the price of the PrintrBot Simple. That's the price of the Solid Doodle 4. That's the price of most, I'd say, decent quality and up 3D printers. There are cheaper ones, but you really don't want to go cheaper. So that is my target price point. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you all later.